come back strong in the fourth and fifth. And the corner of Dalton Rosta.
He's out. He is out. Leon Edwards claims the tournament champion. Holy cow. What a knockout by Fabian Edwards.
Because I look like this and I don't lift weights and he's lifting weights and he looks like that, I just blame his shit-ass genetics or his shit-ass work ethic. I've never taken a steroid a day in my life, and you saw it, I can attest to that. They've been drug testing the hell out of me.
PFL broadcast caught Dakota Ditcheva's horrified reaction when her boyfriend Dalton Rosta was brutally knocked out by Fabian Edwards in the tournament finals. The footage instantly went viral, and fans didn't hold back. Some called it the cruelest promo ever. Others said PFL did Dakota dirty.
You're in there at some point, I assume you have a contract and they do owe you fights at some points.
Exactly, yeah, that's another thing. Like, I'm in contract and you guys have to have me fight. So I know that they will pull something out the bag. There's just been a lot of changes. Obviously, this whole year has been a big change for them. So I'll trust that they bring something for me.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a bummer because I know after the last fights, you're like, I want them to find something that's going to test me and, like, you know, raise up the level. But now it seems like it's just get me anything.
Yeah, I'm just like, get me anything, literally. Like you said, you know, it was kind of, it's hard. I get it's hard for PFL. You know, they've put all the girls in the tournament and then now they need to find someone that's going to kind of give me a good competition. They can't give me someone that's, you know, just kind of signed to the PFL and not really had that much experience because it doesn't make sense. I've just beat Santos very easily. I walked through everyone last year, so it just put them in a difficult position now, and I get it, but I'm sure they'll work to find someone.
Now, rumors are flying. Did Dakota Ditcheva leave the PFL after this? Did she really break up with Dalton Rosta after his devastating loss? And what about Fabian Edwards' steroid accusations? This story's getting messy.
It's crazy. 3 years, same head kick. It's mad. It's mad. I just gone. I was like, I can't believe, but I can, you know, because I did see that Dalton got a tendency to pull, and yeah, it landed beautifully. Yeah, I seen it. If you watch his fights back, even with Jeffrey, when he jabs, he's pulling a lot, you know, and I saw it and I thought, that kick's there for me, and he landed. You know?
Dalton Rosta was actually up on the scorecards after 2 rounds. It looked like his night, his moment, and his $500,000 prize. But then, history repeated itself. Fabian Edwards, just like his brother Leon did against Kamaru Usman, landed a perfect head kick that shut the lights out instantly. The crowd went wild. Leon Edwards jumped into the cage, and Fabian became the PFL middleweight tournament champion. But as the celebration began, the cameras cut to Dakota Ditcheva. And what we saw shocked everyone. Dakota threw her head back in disbelief, shouted something out, then turned away in tears, resting her head on a friend's shoulder. She covered her eyes, unable to watch. That clip aired live, and fans absolutely ripped into the PFL for showing it. "That's cruel promo," one fan said. Another added, "Was not expecting that. Devastating." Why TF did the PFL show Dakota Ditcheva's reaction to her BF getting KO'd? One ex-user asked. Someone else wrote, "Nah, PFL is despicable for showing Dakota Ditcheva's reaction to her partner getting flatlined." And another fan fumed, "Why isn't Dakota in the UFC is beyond me. PFL did her dirty for this." One even joked, "We gotta start doing this in the UFC. I'm trying to see their whole family cry." So now the question is, was Dakota Ditcheva betrayed by her own promotion?
That was incredible.
Fans quickly started speculating if Dakota would walk away from the PFL. After all, she's already a flyweight tournament champion, one of their biggest stars, and UFC fans have been calling for her to join Dana White's promotion for years. Some fans claim this was the final straw. She's leaving. No way she stays after this humiliation. Others even wondered if she's distancing herself from Dalton Rosta after the loss, with social media buzzing about a possible breakup. Was it too much for her career image to be tied to such a devastating knockout? Nobody knows for sure, but the rumors aren't slowing down. And then there's the PED scandal. Before the fight, Fabian Edwards accused Dalton Rosta of being a juicehead wrestler and hinted he was on steroids. Rosta fired back, saying, "I don't even lift weights. If I look like this without lifting, and Fabian lifts all the time and looks like that, then maybe it's his shit-ass genetics."
Everybody thinks I'm on steroids, man. Like I said, I don't even fucking lift weights. I see videos of this guy lifting weights all the time. And if I'm a bodybuilder and I take steroids because I look like this and I don't lift weights and he's lifting weights and he looks like that, I just blame his shit-ass genetics or his shit-ass work ethic.
He even claimed USADA and other commissions have drug tested him more than anyone, and he's never failed. Still, the accusation stuck, and after being knocked out, the optics didn't help. Fans are now joking online. Not only did Dalton get slept, he got exposed for the PED stuff too. The trash talk has turned into one of the ugliest rivalries in recent memory. What makes this even more controversial is Dalton Rosta's point about hypocrisy. He reminded fans that when Leon Edwards fought Colby Covington, Colby brought up their late father, and the Edwards brothers cried on stage, saying it was too personal.
I still remember this head kick. I mean, it was, look at this. Boom! This was absolutely perfect. Who still remember the Leon head?
Now Fabian is doing the same thing, dragging Dakota Ditcheva into the trash talk, making comments about her being the star girl of the PFL, and even suggesting Rosta only got his semi-final win because of her. So who's really in the wrong here? Dalton Rosta for responding, Fabian Edwards for bringing Dakota into it, or the PFL for airing the most humiliating moment of her life?
When did I know I wanted a career in MMA? I've done Thai boxing for over 10 years now. So when I got a little bit older, I just decided that I wanted to challenge myself, try something new. And I took a really big interest in MMA. And I watched a few of the fighters on the UFC, and that was always a goal then. From then, it was a goal of mine to one day be one of them fighters competing for the UFC belt. I felt like I achieved a lot in Thai boxing at such a young age as well. So I think the move into MMA kind of just came at the right time for me. And I'm looking forward to the future.
At just 27 years old, Dakota Ditcheva has a massive career ahead of her. She's undefeated, a proven tournament champion, and one of the most marketable faces in women's MMA today. But now, fans are split. Some want her to leave the PFL immediately for the UFC, saying she deserves better. Others wonder if this public embarrassment could push her to distance herself from Dalton Rosta, or maybe even use this moment as motivation to come back stronger. Whatever happens, one thing is clear. This isn't just a knockout story. This is a turning point in Dakota Ditcheva's career. So, what do you think? Did the PFL cross the line by showing Dakota Ditcheva's reaction? Should she leave the promotion and head to the UFC? And what about Dalton Rosta? Can he recover from both the knockout and the steroid accusations? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This one is going to get heated. And if you want more breaking MMA drama and controversy like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, and stay tuned, because this story isn't over yet.
Go for it. I want to win. I want this bad.
It rips to the body by Ditcheva. Right back. Oh, she's in trouble. She's in big trouble.
Lisa Malden has dropped a bombshell message that's sending shockwaves through the combat sports community. But first, we're breaking down the fight that changed everything. Dakota Ditcheva's absolutely devastating first-round destruction that didn't just end a fight, it nearly ended a career.
I expect a war. That's what I expect. I know she hits hard, and I'm not scared of that. I'm ready for it. Opportunities, I'm ready for any opportunity.
Before stepping into that PFL cage, Lisa Malden boldly declared, "I want that win, I expect the war, I know she's dangerous but I'm not scared, but she doesn't know what's coming." Well, it turns out Dakota knew exactly what was coming, and what followed was a first-round knockout so brutal it left Malden's fighting future hanging in the balance. But first, the breaking news that has the MMA world buzzing tonight. Lisa Malden has just released an emotional statement addressing her devastating loss and what it means for her future in the sport. This shocking admission from a veteran fighter speaks volumes about just how devastating Ditcheva's performance truly was. But to understand the full impact of these words, we need to take you back to that fateful night in San Antonio, when confidence met reality in the most brutal way possible. Now let's go back to where this devastating story began. Lisa Malden, the 33-year-old veteran from California, walked into this fight with unwavering confidence, despite being a massive plus 1,100 underdog. Malden: "I want that win. I expect the war. I know she's dangerous, but I'm not scared. She doesn't know what's coming when she steps in there with me."
I expect a war. That's what I expect. I know she hits hard, and I'm not scared of that. I'm ready for it. Opportunities, I'm ready for any opportunity.
Those words now echo with tragic irony. Malden was riding high, coming off back-to-back stoppage victories over Helen Peralta and Desiree Yanez in the PFL. She truly believed her experience and toughness would be enough.
Talk to me about the motivation coming in here. You seem very focused, but you seem very charged up as well. What's the determination coming in here?
I really love this promotion, PFL. You guys treat fighters really well, and I'm very thankful to just be here. So thank you, PFL, for having me.
And your corner team reacted.
But standing across from her was Dakota Ditcheva, the 25-year-old Manchester destroyer who had already proven she was different. With a perfect 10-0 record, 9 finishes, and 8 knockouts, Dangerous Dakota had earned her nickname through pure violence. She demolished the competition in PFL Europe, collecting £79,000 and a direct ticket to the American season, where $1 million awaited the champion.
Come on in.
So long, arrange it.
Put away.
What Malden didn't know was that she was about to face not just a fighter, but a force of nature. Meanwhile, Dakota Ditcheva, the 25-year-old Manchester native, entered as the reigning PFL Europe champion, carrying a perfect 10-0 record with 9 finishes, 8 by knockout. She'd earned her spot in the American season with 3 dominant wins in Europe, collecting £79,000 and a direct ticket to the big leagues, where $1 million awaited the tournament champion. What happened next at the Boeing Center in San Antonio wasn't just a fight. It was a systematic destruction that nearly ended a career. From the very first second, it was clear Malden had made a terrible miscalculation. Ditcheva didn't come to fight. She came to destroy. Like a predator stalking wounded prey, the British sensation immediately began her assault with precision leg kicks and devastating combinations. Malden's desperation showed early as she pulled guard, attempting a leg lock, but Ditcheva's grappling proved just as lethal as her striking. She smoothly transitioned to take Malden's back before they scrambled to their feet, where the real damage began. Then came the moment that changed everything. A knee strike so perfectly placed, so devastatingly powerful, that it dropped Malden like she'd been hit by lightning. The American showed incredible heart fighting back to her feet, but she was already broken.
Stand back up. All the braces. 4 body shots. This one comes in. First round finish for Dakota Ditcheva. And it was the body work that really did it. The body work, the variety, the high, the low, and her range and distance.
The end came with surgical precision. A brutal right hand to the body that folded Malden like a piece of paper. As she crumpled into a defensive turtle position, Ditcheva pounced like a lioness, raining down hellacious ground strikes until referee Jacob Montalvo had no choice but to step in and save what was left of Lisa Malden's fighting career. Time of destruction. 4 minutes and 32 seconds. But the real damage would last much longer.
You're still undefeated and an impressive regular season debut. What kind of statement do you think you made for the rest of this flyweight division?
A big one, of course, but so have the other girls. I mean, looking at the top 4 in the table now, you know, it's not going to be easy. So I'm ready for the next round, and it's not over yet, so I can't celebrate too fast, of course. We've got a tough bunch of girls there to get through, so on to the next one.
What we witnessed in the immediate aftermath was more disturbing than the knockout itself. While Ditcheva celebrated earning maximum points, Lisa Malden remained motionless on the canvas, her body unable to respond to the trauma it had just endured. Medical personnel rushed into the octagon as Malden lay in a heap, the devastating bodywork having taken its toll. What was supposed to be her moment of triumph had become a fight for her professional survival. The ringside physician immediately began extensive evaluation, checking for internal injuries from the precision body shots that had ended the fight. While Malden received medical attention, Ditcheva's post-fight interview revealed the cold calculation behind the violence. Ditcheva: I knew exactly what I was going to do to her. I could see it in her eyes. She wasn't ready for my level of violence. This is what separates me from everyone else in this division.
I don't really care. I'm going to win it anyway, so give me anyone.
I gotta ask you this. Everyone's cheering for you now, but, you know, the patriotism, you were hearing a little USA chant, you were hearing some boo birds when you walk out. That is polar opposite to what you experienced over in Europe. How did it feel?
I'm And in the cage then, you were all saying USA. You don't just stick with the winners, you know. We want your support all the time, not just the when we're winning.
Those words would prove more prophetic than anyone realized. The damage inflicted that night wasn't just physical. It was career-altering, soul-crushing devastation that would leave Malden questioning everything she thought she knew about fighting. This victory catapulted Ditcheva into a tie for first place in the flyweight standings, setting up potential blockbuster matchups down the line.
Santos is in big trouble. She's in big trouble. Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for the championship.
The win caught the attention of former UFC title challenger Taila Santos, who made her own statement that night with a first-round submission victory. Santos didn't waste time calling out the British star. Santos: "I'd like to fight Dakota. I feel like she's on a hype train right now, and I don't really feel like she's fought anyone of note still."
I think the Bishop matchup, we just saw it. So it's probably more of that. And with Dakota, you know, she's more of a striker. I think, you know, I'm also a striker by origin, but you know, I feel comfortable doing anything in MMA. So we'll see. I just think I'm more complete than Dakota, and we might see that in the fight if she does win.
Ditcheva's response was equally pointed, referencing Santos's recent UFC release after losing to Erin Blanchfield. Ditcheva: "She got beaten by Erin Blanchfield, right? Did we all watch Erin's fight last weekend? She didn't have the best performance, and Erin beat her, so that's all I've got to say on that."
She's never won a belt, as she said. Like, she's not a complete fighter, is she? I'm not a complete fighter. She definitely isn't either, so. But whatever.
Looking ahead, Ditcheva's path to the $1 million prize in PFL Championship appears clearer than ever. With elite competition like Liz Carmouche, Taila Santos, and Juliana Velasquez all in the tournament, the British phenom will face her toughest tests yet. But based on what we witnessed at PFL 1, Ditcheva isn't just participating in this tournament, she's hunting. Her combination of technical striking, finishing instinct, and championship mentality makes her the clear favorite to claim both the title and the life-changing prize money. The question isn't whether Dakota Ditcheva will win this tournament. It's whether anyone can survive long enough to truly test her limits. That's our complete breakdown of Dakota Ditcheva's devastating victory at PFL 1. What started as Lisa Malden's confident prediction of war ended with a harsh reminder of why they call Ditcheva dangerous. As the PFL flyweight tournament continues, one thing is certain: Dakota Ditcheva has announced herself as a legitimate championship threat, and the rest of the division better take notice. Thank you for joining us on MMA Tonight. For fight results, analysis, and breaking news, visit our website and follow us on social media. We'll see you next time when the cage door closes and the violence begins.
But I mean, for sure, I'm stronger in wrestling, and she's stronger in striking. So I guess if you can call that a weakness, that would...
Feels good. I mean, I listened to so many people talking like throughout this whole tournament. It's nice to...
Cornelia Holm stepped into the PFL Europe semi-final with all the confidence in the world. The Swedish veteran had been vocal in the lead-up, claiming she was better than her British opponent, Dakota Ditcheva. Those were bold words against an undefeated fighter with a perfect 8-0 record.
Come on in.
Down the fence.
We're ready.
So long and rangy.
Put away.
But as we've seen time and time again in combat sports, the cage doesn't lie. And Dakota Ditcheva made sure Holm's mouth was shut in the most definitive way possible.
That in her last fight, scored a beautiful takedown and a rear naked choke in the first round. I can't think of a bigger talent in women's MMA right now.
What unfolded in Paris wasn't just a fight, it was a masterclass in why you should never count out a true finisher. Ditcheva, the 25-year-old Manchester native, had been pegged as the favorite from day one of the PFL Europe tournament, and she showed exactly why.
Kom igen! Ett skor! Kom igen! Jävligt klar! Kör!
The fight began with Holm implementing her game plan perfectly. She secured an early takedown and looked to grind out the type of wrestling-heavy performance that had gotten her to the semifinals. But Ditcheva wasn't having any of it. Round after round, the British striker showcased her versatility, defending takedowns, landing brutal knees in the clinch, and slowly but surely taking control of the fight. Then came the moment that silenced every doubter in the building.
For me, there's a first place and then everyone else lost. For me, that's my mindset. I want to finish 30, 60, It's been done. Like, you don't have to lose. I just take things one at a time. I've done that my whole career. I've never looked like too far ahead. Once I get in that cage, there's just a switch that happens. Every opponent I fight will try to strike and then try and take me down.
Midway through the third round, Ditcheva uncorked a picture-perfect left hand to the body, the same shot she jokes about dropping her brother with in training. Holm crumpled to the canvas, her body seizing up from the liver shot. But Ditcheva wasn't done. As Holm tried to recover, a flush left hand to the jaw sent her crashing down for good. The finish was so brutal, so sudden, that even the follow-up head kick that narrowly missed seemed like an act of mercy.
Dakota Ditcheva with the third round finish!
The referee had seen enough and stepped in to wave it off. TKO victory for Dakota Ditcheva. With this dominant performance,
What makes this victory even more impressive is the way Ditcheva handled the pressure and the pre-fight talk. While Holm was busy running her mouth, Ditcheva was quietly preparing to do what she does best: finish fights. This wasn't just another win for the British phenom, this was a statement. 7 knockouts in 9 fights. 5 first-round finishes. These are just statistics. They're a warning to everyone else in the division. The aftermath tells you everything you need to know about Dakota Ditcheva's mindset. When asked about the finish, she was matter-of-fact. I drop my brother with it all the time, so I'm not surprised she went down. And her assessment of Holm's grinding style? Brutally honest. She's boring. You want to see a fight, right?
Dakota Ditcheva. It is the talk of town. It's the talk of Europe. It's trying to be the talk of the world.
This hype train stops for nobody.
She's got it on Ditcheva!
But here's the most telling part of this story. Cornelia Holm hasn't been seen in professional fighting since that devastating knockout. That's the power of a truly dominant performance. Sometimes a loss is so comprehensive, so demoralizing, that it changes the trajectory of a fighter's career forever. Meanwhile, Ditcheva has continued her meteoric rise, capturing the PFL Europe Championship and now competing on the global stage for a shot at the PFL World Championship and that life-changing $1 million prize. For those unfamiliar with Dakota Ditcheva's background, this performance shouldn't come as a surprise. The daughter of former kickboxing world champion Lisa Howarth, fighting literally runs in her blood. She credits her knockout power to her mother's genes, and after watching her demolish opponent after opponent, it's hard to argue with that assessment.
My dad's full Bulgarian, my mum's full English, yeah. I was born in Manchester, but I always walk out with like the England and Bulgarian flag together. I always make sure like on my Instagram or anything, all my socials are like England and Bulgaria, because I go there a lot. I always try and go over and see family. I would like to take PFL Europe to Bulgaria one day. There's a lot of fight fans over there that get missed, so hopefully, I'll be able to do something like that. Just learned to write and read in Bulgarian too, which I haven't been able to do. So I just used to be able to talk and have a conversation, but now I can actually read and write. So
What sets Ditcheva apart in women's MMA is her finishing rate. To put this in perspective, legends like Amanda Nunes and Chris Cyborg had 6 stoppages in their first 9 fights. Ditcheva had 7. She's not just following in the footsteps of greatness, she's potentially surpassing it. The victory over Holm was particularly satisfying because it showcased every aspect of Ditcheva's game. The takedown defense, the clinch work, the striking precision, and most importantly, that killer instinct that separates champions from contenders. This is a fighter who celebrates knockouts by mimicking Erling Haaland's meditation pose. The confidence, the swagger, the absolute belief in her abilities is evident in everything she does. As we wrap up tonight's coverage, remember this moment. Remember the night Dakota Ditcheva turned pre-fight trash talk into post-fight silence. Remember how one perfectly placed body shot changed the trajectory of 2 careers.
Left hook that wobbled Santos. For the first time, the Brazilian's confidence showed cracks. Santos tried to recover and clinch, but Dakota's Muay Thai skills came alive. She delivered a crushing knee to the body, followed by a short elbow to the jaw that forced Santos to retreat. The tables had turned.
In combat sports, respect is earned through performance, not through words. And if Cornelia Holm learned anything that night in Paris, it's that some fighters are simply built differently. Dakota Ditcheva didn't just win a fight. She sent a message to every fighter in her division. The question isn't whether she can finish you. The question is how long you'll last. That's all for tonight's Combat Sports Central. Keep your gloves up, and we'll see you next time. Good night, fight fans.
I mean, I have just re-signed with PFL. We've come to a great agreement, and I'm going to look forward to the next few years together, so hopefully we can carry on.
Dakota Ditcheva announces re-signing with PFL, and what a way to celebrate a new contract. The 26-year-old Manchester native put on a striking clinic against Sumiko Inaba at PFL Champions Series in Cape Town, maintaining her perfect 15-0 professional record with a commanding unanimous decision victory.
You know, the damage so far in this fight, it's been one-way trap.
Oh, nasty knee left the middle from Dakota.
This wasn't just any ordinary fight night. PFL Africa marked the first major MMA event to take place on the African continent, and Ditcheva delivered a performance worthy of the historic occasion. Fighting in front of an electric Cape Town crowd, the English striker dominated for 3 full rounds, using her trademark 8-limbed attack to systematically break down the tough Hawaiian veteran.
Down to the body, here's the elbow. Back elbow, and now a left hand. And she's showing off now.
Ditcheva's game plan was evident from the opening bell. Using her size and reach advantage, she consistently initiated clinch work, landing devastating knees and elbows that left Inaba's face battered and bruised. The Manchester fighter's precision striking was on full display as she mixed front kicks, body shots, and crisp combinations that kept Inaba on the defensive throughout.
And immediately Inaba blitzing forward. Front kick to the face.
But the victory didn't come without cost. Midway through the contest, Ditcheva appeared to signal to her corner about a hand injury. In an emotional post-fight interview, she confirmed her fears. "I think I've injured my left hand. I'm more gutted because I've been out for so long, and I've come back and I'm injured again."
Yeah, I think I've injured my left arm, but I think I'm just more gutted because I've been out for so long and then I've come back and I'm injured.
Despite fighting with what she believed to be a broken hand, Ditcheva never let up, showcasing the heart of a true champion as she cruised to scorecards of 30-27, 30-27, and 30-24. In perhaps the biggest news of the night, immediately following her victory, Ditcheva made a major announcement that will shape the future of women's MMA. "I have just re-signed with PFL," an emotional but determined Ditcheva revealed to the Cape Town crowd. "We've come to a great agreement, and I'm going to look forward to the next few years together."
I mean, I have just re-signed with PFL. We've come to a great agreement, and I'm going to look forward to the next.
This multi-year deal solidifies Ditcheva's position as the face of PFL's women's division. Her timing couldn't be better. With former PFL star Kayla Harrison now competing in the UFC, Ditcheva has emerged as the promotion's biggest draw and most marketable athlete.
Fitting that you're here. We just talked to the bantamweight champion a moment ago, Raquel Pennington. Obviously, you're a factor now in this UFC bantamweight division.
You're damn right I am.
A huge statement. Let's hear the case. Like, you want the title fight next? Do you
yeah, of course I do. Listen, I don't think it's not like I'm 1-0. You know, like I've had a ton of fights. I have 2 Olympic gold medals, which nobody else in the sport can say.
It's true.
And now is my time. I'm the best. I know I'm the best. It doesn't matter when, it doesn't matter where. If I have to wait, I'll wait. I trust the UFC, I trust their vision. But I'm ready, and come hell or come high water, I'm going to be UFC champion.
The Manchester fighter's journey from PFL Europe champion to global superstar has been nothing short of remarkable, culminating in her 2024 PFL flyweight tournament victory with 4 consecutive stoppages. Let's break down what made this performance so dominant. Sumiko Inaba came in as a massive underdog, but her 8-2 record and reputation for toughness made her a credible test for Ditcheva's skills.
Fighting out of Maui, Hawaii.
Oh, what a knockdown! What a knockout! Sumiko Inaba is 4-0 with her 3rd knockout win, getting it done in less than 1.
Beautiful setup. Sumiko Inaba is becoming a force.
Round 1 saw Inaba attempt to rush forward and create chaos, hoping to catch Ditcheva off guard. But the champion's fight IQ shone through, as she used her clinch game to slow down Inaba's aggression and begin landing those trademark knees. The second round belonged entirely to Ditcheva. A perfectly timed elbow stunned Inaba, followed by a flurry of strikes that had the Cape Town crowd on their feet. Credit to Inaba's durability. She weathered the storm and made it to the final round. Round 3 was where we saw Ditcheva's adaptability. Despite the hand injury limiting her punching output, she seamlessly transitioned to a kick-heavy attack, using her range to keep Inaba at bay while showboating for the appreciative South African crowd.
Great blast entry without moving her head. Inaba has to come up with a different offensive strategy. She can't do what she did in round number 1.
Inaba doing a better job than most opponents do of minimizing damage, but the damage is still coming through.
The numbers tell the story. This marked the first time in 6 fights that Ditcheva went the distance, ending her incredible 9-fight stoppage streak. But sometimes, championship-level performances aren't measured in finishes, they're measured in pure dominance. So what's next for the undefeated champion? Ditcheva's immediate future depends on the recovery timeline for her hand injury. However, when she's ready to return, a blockbuster showdown awaits.
You were part of the first ever women's fight in UFC history against Ronda Rousey. What do you remember about that fight? And what's the build-up? What happens? Can you tell us a story of you get the call from your manager, from that point on?
Yeah, I mean, I woke up to missed calls from my manager, from my coach, and I'd had a rule about 9 to 9, between 9 p.m. and 9 a.m. Don't text or call. I'm not going to answer it anyway. And everybody kind of knew the rules. So I'm like, all right, I have 12 missed calls from all these different people, mixed text messages, something's going on. And they had called everybody else to offer a fight against Ronda Rousey, and I was the only one who was willing to say yes, the only one crazy enough to. And I did it without a doubt. That was just an opportunity where at that point, it was every woman's dream to be able to fight in the UFC. It didn't matter who was against, it was the opportunity. We all wanted to achieve that dream. That was the pinnacle that you could possibly achieve.
The winner of the upcoming PFL flyweight tournament final between Liz Carmouche and Gina Bishop on August 15th will earn the right to challenge Ditcheva for her title. Given her history with Bishop, whom she defeated en route to tournament victory, a rematch could provide compelling storylines. The immediate concern, however, is Ditcheva's hand. The extent of the injury and required recovery time remains unknown, potentially forcing another frustrating layoff for a fighter who had already voiced concerns about her 8-month absence from competition. Before we wrap up, let's check the social media reaction. Ditcheva took to Twitter following her victory with a message for her opponent. At Sumiko Inaba, nothing but respect for your toughness tonight. You pushed me for 15 minutes and showed why you belong on this stage. Thank you for the war, and I hope we can run it back when I'm 100%. Cape Town, you were incredible. Hashtag PFL Africa. Hashtag respect.
Get extra. Just bang on the door and open it up.
Very quickly, Dakota.
That's a long year, that, but it's worth it to have this. I'm not worried about the check. Just this.
All good. Really?
It's done. I'm going to take the straps off.
How does it feel to be 100 bags up?
I don't even care about that. I just wanted that belt.
How did you feel?
Oh yeah, not good. First round I was hit with it. I was thinking, oh my god. Oh.
Not dreaming.
I know. It's done. The tournament's done. To be honest, it's the whole life work.